Today on JiK Labs, we're going to look at the logical comparison equation. If. I know, it's exciting. Let's get started. Now that we have Excel up and running, we're going to look at the logical comparison if then. We all know, growing up, if this, do that. Well, Excel does the same thing for us. It takes a condition and it reports a value if it's true or a value if it's false. And today we're going to show you how to utilize that within Excel. So we're going to come in here. If you'll notice, this is our data that we've been using for a while now. We've added a new column H as to whether or not the invoice has been paid. Yes or no. Well, the sales guys have been working hard and they're going to get paid commissions off of all of their sales dollars. So we're going to say that all of the salespeople get paid 50% of the GP dollars, just to make math easy, if an invoice has been paid. So we're going to come in here and we're going to make our first if statement. We're going to hit equals if, parentheses, we're going to highlight the logical test. If the invoice is paid, so H3 equals parentheses Y. So one thing to note when you're doing if statements or with this equation, text needs to be in quotations. Numbers do not have to be. So since this is a text, we're going to do the quotes around it. Y. If that is true, we're going to take GP dollars times 0.5, which is 50%. If, now that is if it's true, if the invoice has not been paid, meaning that the value is false, we're going to pay them $0. We're going to close the parenthesis and hit OK. And we're going to see that Jack is owed $968.50. We're going to copy this and paste it down. And now we can scroll up and see the no's are going to report $0, where the yeses are going to report owed money. So that's a very basic if statement. Let's say you were following along, but you lost your place and you need a little bit more assistance. Excel has a pretty cool built-in feature that's going to make your life a little bit easier, because you could come in here equals if, open the parentheses and go through everything. But let's say you need a little bit of help because you forget what goes where. You could hit the equal sign and hover up over here on the FX, click on that. We're going to bring that up real quick. It's an insert function window, and we can search for what we're looking for. We can go if and hit go. Oh, and there it is right there. So we're going to double click on that guy. Now it brings up the test for us. So we know that was H3 equals Y. And it already tells us it's true because we know H3 is Y. If it's true, we're going to take commission dollars, which is an F3, times 0.5, which is 50%. If it is false, we're going to say 0. And we can see right here that it's already kind of walked through it for us. H3 equals true, so it's going to report this value, which is a mathematical equation of GP dollars times 0.5, and false is 0. And right here we can see this equals 0. We hit OK, and it's populated our cell for us for all that data that we've just entered. And you would just copy it as need be, but we've already done all that, so you don't need to take a look at that. So that is one very basic if equation. If this cell equals yes, do this. If not, do nothing. Now there are many different variations of if that you can use. Let's come over to this if tab that we made, and we want to count just 1 through 10 and we're looking for something that's less than or equal to 5. So once again, we're going to come in here and say equals if, open parentheses. We're going to reference A2. Now, less than is this, but where's the less than equal sign? Well, the keyboards don't have it, and Excel's aware of that. So if you do less than and equals, and we're going to reference this cell here, just to show you that you can also reference cells. So right now, C1 equals 5. So right now we're saying if A2 is less than or equal to C1, which is the same thing as saying if 1 is less than 5, we're going to say less than. And again, remember, since it's text, you have to have the quotation marks around it. And if it's not, and it's a number, we can say, just type that in. But we're going to say greater than. Close the quotes and hit OK. So now we have A2 less than or equal to C1, and we're going to copy this down. And wait a minute, this isn't right. I know 2 is less than 5, but it's saying greater than. So what is going on here? Well, you see this? We didn't lock C2 into place. So as we went down, we didn't lock C1 into place. And as we went down, each one of these jumped it down, C3, C4. So we need to lock C1 into place. So let's come up to our original equation, highlight it, and hit the dollar signs or press the F4 key and hit enter. And now when we copy these down, we can see that obviously 1 through 5 is less than or equal to 5, and 6 through 7 is obviously greater. Now if we come up here, since we're referencing C1 as our variable, we can come in here and say 1 and see it updates all the equations. Or we can come in here and say 9 and it changes everything. 9, it's less than or greater, less than or equal to 9. We'll leave it at 5 again and we take it from there. So that is just to show you that there are many different variations that you can use. It's just not a this equals this. It could be within a range. Or you can even go as far to have multiple if statements within the confines of your equation. If this is less than or equal to 5, then if it's also whatever, you could go from there. Today we're going to keep it simple and just look at these equations. Now one thing I do want to change here is just showing you less than, but if it was a number, and you can also have equations in the confines. So right now, if A1 is less than or equal to C5, say less than. But if it's greater than, we're going to take the A reference and add 10 and hit enter. Of course, that's going to be, everything will be the same here, but let's copy it down through. Now we see that 6 is 16, 17, 18, and 19, and 20. That is because we said if these numbers were less than and equal to 5, report less than. But if they were not, add 10 to the value over here. So we can see if A7 is less than and equal to 5, say less than, but it is not, it is greater than. So we're going to say 6 plus 10 equals 16. The if equation in Excel is a very popular equation to help people analyze their data and look at logical comparisons and report the values that they're looking for. Hopefully this video has helped you. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell, and we'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching. Today on JiK Labs.